Yo, hey guys, poppin', Jacques Slade here. And today we're gonna get into all of the releases that are coming this week. But first, I want to do an unboxing for you guys of an independent sneaker brand that I have been following for quite a while now. They do some really cool stuff, and it's based on the fact that the people or the designers, the owners of the brand are twins. Now they're dizygotic twins. I hope I'm saying that right. I always mess that up. It's either dizygotic or dizygotic, but the point is they're twins, but it's fraternal twins. So basically they're twins, but they're just as different as regular siblings that weren't twins. Anyway, so they have a sneaker brand and they've been doing really high quality sneaker stuff for a long time now, and they usually send me their stuff every once in a while, but this one got a really special one. This is part of their Project Alpha project, and as always, they kill it when it comes to the packaging. You see here, they have the dizygotic there, they have the butterfly there, right there on the front. This is my size, a size 11. And let's open this up, which is always a process. Love this box that they use. Just really well done. So this is Alpha out. So I believe this is the last one in their Alpha series. And you can see here all of the sneakers that they have done. Just really good looking footwear. Now this model in particular is called Heel Turn. And when I think of heel turn, I think of wrestling. So I'm not sure if this is specifically for wrestling because there are some details on here that make me think it's something different. But it comes with a lot of accessories here. You get the wristbands here, the dizygotic wristbands there. So get the wristbands, dizygotic there. You also get laces. You get a ton of different laces. So you get a white pair and a red pair with like a gray stripe on the inside. And then obviously you get two sets of those, so a white pair and a red pair depending on what your fancy is. Let's take the shoes out. Taking the shoes out here give you a better look at the sneakers here. And then again, it's like the detailing of this. You have those details there on the inside of the box here. You can see they have all of the shoes that they have released there on that side, and then the Alpha out on that side. Now, these also come with additional Velcro covers in the shape of sort of a butterfly in red. That one says dizygotic. That one has the butterfly on it. Give you a better look at those. And obviously they go with the shoes here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of like these covers on top of shoes. Golf shoes do it a lot. And it just doesn't necessarily resonate with me very much. But you can see here they have the one all white colorway here with the butterfly. Again, this is called the Heel Turn colorway. So if you take this off, this is how I personally prefer the shoe. I love running shoes, and I think this looks so much better without the cover over it. But if that's your style, look, I'm not here to tell you what to like, what not to like. But this one has the dizygotic on it, and you can put those on, or you can flip it out and have the red one on if you want the red style on there. And it has very specific Velcro pieces here where you latch this on there. So it'll give you a better look at those with the red. And it's definitely a pop of color. That's something that you're into. Personally, I would rather have them just like this, even though the Velcro is showing. So you see here, you have an all leather upper and just really well done. You have some like faux reptile here on the heel. You have the pops of red to give the shoe a little bit of color, and that's going on both of them. You have that same sort of thing. Now, they actually switch up the materials on the shoes. So this right shoe has more of like the reptile print all over it here. And this one has more of just like your regular normal leather, but you do have a hint of the reptile there on the heel, but this one doesn't have the reptile on the heel. So you have the reptile print there, but not there. So they're basically opposite versions of each other with a few exceptions, obviously. So most of the overlays on the right shoe have like the reptile texture, while the overlays on this one are just normal leather. But they switch it out on the heel turn, and this is where you see the things turn, I guess. turn. Is that? I guess. So you have that one with the smooth leather, and then that one has the reptile print. You also have a little tab there to help you put them on. I actually really like these laces. It's almost like they've been distressed a little bit, almost like an actual rope. So you can see like the texture there where it feels like an actual rope. Pretty cool touches there. Now, some details that you can see here. They have the dizygotic there on the tongue with the C sort of just embossed on the shoe, and then here on the right shoe you have the butterfly there. Both have the same blue liner, like this light blue, almost Carolina blue on the liner there, and then they have custom insoles as well, which is always a win for me. So this one says "Let's go" with like that sort of comic style graphic. So you get that comic style graphic and it says "Let's go." And then this one, "You sucker." There. So you have "Let's go, you sucker" right there. Very cool. "Let's go, you sucker." Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this phrase, so heel turn, heel turn. That's usually a term that refers to wrestling. When you do a heel turn, when a good guy goes bad or a bad guy goes good, they call it a heel turn. But this "Let's go, you sucker" is, if I recall, is from a movie called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." So these maybe, I'm not sure. My first thought was like, oh, these are about wrestling, especially when you get something like this. But then I remember this phrase, "Let's go, you sucker," from "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," the movie. So I'm not sure if now I'm confused. I don't know. Anyway, well, I just wanted to show you guys these. The detailing here has the alpha out there, right there for the logo. Little detail there with the D for dizygotic, and then again the touches of red just make this really pull this whole thing together and really add details to this shoe. And then that's the Z for dizygotic. Just really helps bring everything together. Oh, this is pretty cool. And then the footbeds, I don't know if you can see that, but the footbeds, see the top camera, the footbeds actually have butterflies on them as well. And then this one has dizygotic printed there as well. It's really well done. If you're looking for an independent brand that does really high quality sneakers, dizygotic is a perfect place to go. These retail for $267. As you see, they have the Vibram outsoles, but the materials and the quality and the craftsmanship is like unmatched. Like, these are just very, very well done. There's very few sneaker brands out there, period. Even not even just independent brands, just brands out there, period, that match the quality that dizygotic does when they put their sneakers together. So shout out to the crew over there. Thank you guys for sending these over. But more importantly, let's get to the releases of this week, because there are a ton of things that I think you guys are going to be super excited about, that you want to get your hands on. So with that being said, I'm going to clap my hands and we'll get to that. So hopefully my editor did the clap thing. Now you're looking at me with everything set up to do the releases of the week. My editor likes to do funny things sometimes. I won't see until this video goes live. You guys are seeing this at the same time I'm seeing it, which is unfortunate. I imagine he would be really nice to me and wouldn't do anything crazy, because, you know, he's a nice guy. Good. Nicely done, guys. All right. Okay. Hopefully my editor didn't make me look really weird during that transition. Either way, let's get to the releases of this week. First, coming up is the Nike Air Max 95 SB Cocoa Wow. This is going to be a sneakers release, and it's going to be on January 20th for $190. I kind of like this brown colorway. Again, I'm a big fan of the 95, so I love the gradients and the way that they play with the colors on this shoe. They've obviously been going hard on the 95 for the last 2 years, so seeing this one pop up, gives us a good idea of what we can expect for the rest of the year. I imagine 90 this year, 2026, is going to be a big year for the shoe as well, and things aren't just going to die off. Now, obviously, this is the SB version, so it has a little more texture and padding to it, but if you like the 95s, this one is just as good. There's really no difference. It's kind of like the Jordan 4, where there's not a lot of changes on the shoe, which is something that I like. So for our next shoe, Nike is turning the Dunk into a dress shoe. And can it work? I'm not sure. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea because the Dunks are old school basketball shoes turned lifestyle staple, and that was an easy leap. Now, the leap from lifestyle staple to something you can wear to a formal gathering, we'll just kind of have to wait and see. And there's coming in two different colorways. So you see here we have them in black and we have them in olive as well. And I know like dress shoe is the vibe, but I guess it's more premium than it is dress shoe. I like to think of it as a dress shoe, but it seems more just like a premium version of a Dunk, if that makes sense. So those are going to be on January 20th, and you can get the black pair for $135, and you can also get them in olive for $135 as well. I kind of wish the olive pair had a green midsole slash outsole too. I like it looks fine on the black with the black outsole, but I feel like the green pair should have had a green midsole outsole combination as well, because this, I don't know, that color contrast, I guess it could work depending on what you have on. It could work anyway, so I take that back. It's fine. All right, next up we have some love for Ja with the 12 time. This is going to be on January 20th for $135. So what does 12 time stand for? Well, it might not mean anything in Memphis if all of these trade rumors are true. Has Nike already dropped Draw 3 colorways and Miami Heat colorways? I mean, this could be Miami Heat, but I don't know. Very South Beach of this colorway, not very Memphis, but you know, I won't get into that. Next up, some new stuff from New Balance. So according to the blogs, this new silhouette for New Balance is called the Gator Run, and that it's getting ready to take on Nike's general purpose shoe and the C1TY shoe. The clues come in the form of the rugged sole unit that appears to be ready for use both in the streets and on the trails. The second clue are the faux gator skin uppers that look home in both scenes. So you see they have them in two colorways here. You have the shadow red and the black, but they're complementing them with these white laces, and they also have like sort of a glossy texture to them, but again, that's where the whole faux gator skin upper comes into play. I'm a fan of this black pair, and again, it does look like a premium, but it's also going for that low profile shoe that a lot of people have been into lately. So these are going to be on the 21st for $130. You can get them in black, and you can also get the shadow red colorway. The shadow red colorway actually looks really nice. I feel like this red and the black go better than like the green and the black on the Dunks, but you guys let me know. Next up, we got some special love for Asia Wilson with the lemon lime colorway. This is going to be on the 22nd for $115. And despite Asia Wilson being in the Starry ecosystem, this is not an official collaboration between Nike and the official soft drink of the WNBA. What it is, however, is an homage to the drink's mascot, lemon lime. Get it? Because the drink is flavored lemon and okay. It's a cool colorway. I don't have to explain the joke to you guys, but it's a cool colorway. Now, for you Jason Tatum fans, we have the Chicago colorway coming on the 22nd for $130. I'm not mad at that at all. And then one of my favorite shoes of all time, this is the Nike Company One Pro Trail 81 points. It's dropping on the 22nd for $210. And this is in honor of the 20th anniversary of the late Kobe Bryant's historic 81-point game. Nike is bringing this pair back in Pro Trail form for the first time since 2019. Updates to the sneaker remain the same as it did during its first Pro Trail release, which means Cushlon foam, an updated traction pattern, and a full-length Zoom Air unit. There's no obvious markings of the achievement on the shoe, and that's the way that it should be. Let fans enjoy the sneaker as it looked back then when Kobe wore it, but with some more modern updates underneath the hood, so they are better suited for today's game. I wouldn't mind maybe, okay, I'm going to say maybe they put like 81 on the inside of the tongue, but the rest of the shoe should be exactly the same. I don't know. That's my thought. I mean, but they don't have to change it. Maybe it's a if you know kind of thing. So that's a way to look at it as well. Now, Shaq, he's doing some big things over at Reebok. This is the Reebok Shaq Gnosis Low. It's going to drop on the 22nd for $130. So Shaquille O'Neal's most recognizable signature shoe, basically that he's worn, is getting a low top variant for the first time. And the only thing I can say is like, what took them so long? We actually got a work boot version of the Shaq Gnosis before we got a low top, kind of boggling my mind for a second, but better late than never, because this has potential to be a popular old school Reebok shoe for the heads, and it's like a low cut version of Allen Iverson's various signature shoes, like the Question Low and the Answer 5 Low. It's finally time we got a Shaq Gnosis Low, and I'm kind of for it. I'm going to try and get myself a pair of these to get to do an unboxing for you guys here on the channel. For you Vans OTW fans, we have the Para OTW Old School 36. So the Vans has been making a lot of noise lately thanks to their recent in-house work that includes the Chanel-inspired souvenirs and the Pearlized pack. This time they're going with a collab route with Para for a colorful take on the sneaker that features the wavy remixed upper that we've seen them use before. I personally like this. I'm getting more and more into Vans lately, so if you're a Vans head, this might be something that you want to add to your radar because those are pretty dope. And then for you Shea fans, Converse, we're getting the Airs Gray color. It's named after Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's son Aries. This gray tone sneaker is actually based on Aries' eye color. Not gonna lie, having gray for an eye color sounds pretty cool. It's a bit of a flex, especially considering how rare they are compared to everything else. So these are going to cost you the normal price for the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Converse Shea 001, which is $130. And I really like this color. It looks really, really great. Now, for you Vomero Plus fans, we just had a conversation about this. If you're a Joe LaPuma fan, he likes the Vomero Plus. I personally like the Pegasus Premium, but we'll talk about that later. You can get this multicolor colorway, and that's going to cost you $190. You can also get the Vomero 18. Now, this colorway is going to cost you $165, but it's just a normal shoe and not the Plus. And this one is called Indigo Burst, and that's going to be on the 22nd for $165. Issey Miyake, they are dropping the Hyper Taper Green with Asics, and it's going to cost you $220. I know that is a lot for a shoe, but it is also a collab with Issey Miyake. So you can get the green colorway, which is $220. You have the gray colorway, and this one is going to cost you $220. And then you also have it in black. Again, these are all collaborations with Issey Miyake, which is a luxury brand, which is why the pricing is how the pricing is. Now, for you Converse Chuck Taylor fans, Netflix has a Converse for Japan. This one's going to cost you 22,000 yen, which I haven't converted yet, so I'm not sure exactly how much that is in US money. And at first glance, this collaboration with Netflix and Converse Japan looks basic as hell. Basically, it's a black and red pair of Chucks with the Netflix logo and the red smiley face that is one of the streamer's default profile pictures. But if you look closer at the shoe, it reveals a premium style with leather and suede uppers and a glossy application on the toe box and tooling. It pays to license out the iconic brand and use it to make colorful stuff other than the parent company, as in the case with Converse Japan. So shout out to Converse for really putting this one together. And you can see some of the details here with the glossy there, the texture on the upper here, the leather, just really well done. For you old school Nike sneaker fans, we have the women's Nike Total 90 Shocks Magia, and this is going to be in sale. This is going to be on the 23rd for $180. You can also get the same colorway in pecan or pecan, depending on where you're from, and those are going to cost you $180. Again, those are dropping on the 23rd. And finally, we have the Air Jordan 9 Flint Gray. Now, this is very I'll say what, Cowboys coated? Is that what we're going to call it? We're going to call it Cowboys coated. It's dropping on the 24th for $215. And despite dropping in 2002, Michael Jordan never wore this Air Jordan 9 colorway that is known as both Flint Gray and French Blue. And despite Jordan Brand bringing back basically everything that came out during this era, this pair has yet to receive a retro until this week. Good to know there are still some holdouts from way back then. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing, and let me know if I missed a sneaker that is dropping next week that I should have included. Put it down in the comments below, so the people that are also watching the video and checking the comments, they'll be able to see something that I actually missed. Anyway, with that being said, click here or here because YouTube thinks you want to watch one of these videos, and I gotta say, they're probably right. So check one of those out. As always, I'm Jacques Slade. I appreciate you. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe, and all of the good things that you can do to make sure this video gets the love that it deserves. And I'll see you guys soon. Yeah. Peace. So is it Dizzy-gotic or Dizzy-gotic? Does anybody know? Can you guys let me know in the comments? Did I just like butcher that? Anyway, those are available now. Those are $267. All right, I'm out, y'all. Peace.